So, there is a couple things authors can do poorly that will ruin the entire book. Not a couple things. There are a lot of things an author can do poorly to ruin an entire book. And one of them is falling into this very common literary problem. You'd think, because it's such a basic part of good storytelling and good writing, it wouldn't be common. But as someone who picks up and puts down more books than you'd think, this is happening frequently, even with well-established, supposedly talented authors. And this is what I like to call, and is not my own invention, people call it this, the and then problem. The and then problem. So a good story should not just be a sequence of events. They should be correlated, related, there should be reasons for everything. When that does not happen, it does not feel like a story is being told. It feels like a 4-year-old is grabbing you and saying, and then, 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 and then. I didn't mean for that to go down. And then. Why am I making this video? One, Ryan Ratchford, great viewer of mine, left a question on my last Stephen King review of what makes pacing that is high energy work and actually really be engaging and want you to keep reading versus just pacing that is high energy but it's exhausting. And that's very often this problem, the and then problem, because it doesn't matter how crazy high energy your book is. If things are happening for reasons and, well, engaging reasons, then it's going to be okay. People will follow it and they'll want to keep going because they're going to become more and more invested in what's happening. And this will often limit how high energy you can be because you need to spend time developing characters and motives for these events to actually matter. And so it's going to be a little bit of a limiting. But what happens is very often authors don't let themselves get limited by this. They just kind of don't take the time to build the world, and just action sequences start occurring. There'll be like loose characterization, loose plot structure for why, and then just a takeoff of explosions, shoot bangs, pew pews, and pow pows. A great example of this is like every Transformers movie. I haven't seen most of them, but I've seen a couple, and I get the vibe. They fall into this. It's like, here's somewhat of a character, more or less it's just zany personalities that aren't that hard to write and aren't that hard to act, and something involving military and an earthly threat and a MacGuffin, and boom, you have your story, go! Juxtapose that with some actual like storytelling that takes beat by beat and builds up a world and a series of events that make sense. There's a flow to them, there's reasons, and it's not, and then it's because of this that happened, but then this happened. So as a result, see how it kind of has more of a structure and a flow as opposed to just and then. I actually pull from a Tom Segura stand-up bit where he talks about how children tell stories, and he just kind of goes and then. And as soon as I heard that in my head, it clicked. I was like, this is how some people write books. Obviously, they don't actually literally write the words and then. It's more of a just result feeling, a vibe you get from the writing that's occurring, and it's distracting, it's annoying, and most of all, it's boring. The reason I'm just talking, oh wait, I need to hide this, the Nutella is hidden. So the reason I'm talking about this is because one, Ryan, your comment, that's why I think Stephen King's higher energy book, The Wastelands, worked. There were reasons, motivations, character development, it all made sense. As opposing that to, I don't want to call it a book, so just a low-hanging fruit, I'm going to go with the Transformers movie. And honestly, if an author can take the time to at least do this and not be the literary equivalent of a child yelling and then at me, they'll get at least like a 3 out of a 10. Like just this feature alone, doing this well, having a rhyme and reason to the progression of your plot and events in your story will get you a 3. Like just that characteristic's gonna bump you up to a 3. You can have shallow characters, you can be kind of just besides that fairly boring. But I'm just looking for not being shouted the metaphorical equivalent of and then. Hope you guys like this video. Like and subscribe if you've not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here, and let me know if you found the Nutella. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.